You're welcome back to the channel Felicia Inspires. If you are new here, I am Felicia and I am your leadership coach today. And today we are diving deeper into one of the most revealing leadership laws I have ever taught, and that is the law of magnetism. This law explains why certain leaders attract people while others attract followers even without trying anything. So stay tuned with me as we dive deeper for more understanding on this topic. Have you ever noticed that some leaders are always surrounded by excellent people while others struggle with commitment, incompetence, and negativity? It is not luck and it is not coincidence, it is magnetism. So, what is the law of magnetism? The law of magnetism states that leaders attract people who are like themselves. So whoever you are as a leader, you will automatically attract people that are like you. So all that this law is teaching us is that your character, your attitude, your values, your thinking level, as well as your emotional maturity act like a magnet. We shouldn't forget that visionary leaders always attract visionary people. Disciplined leaders attract disciplined followers. And insecure people attract insecure followers. And growth-minded people or leaders also attract, growth-minded people. Why this law is so important to us as leaders? Many of the time, leaders complain, my team is weak, people are not initiative, and no one is loyal. But John C. Maxwell flipped the question. Let's look at some leadership mirror principles. Your team is often a reflection and not a coincidence. Okay, so a weak culture will always give you a weak leadership standard. A toxic team will always give you a tolerated toxic followers, and lazy followers will always give you unclear expectations. And always remember this, that leaders really attract people that are better than them. So number one is character magnetism. Character will always attract character, because honest leaders will always attract honest followers, and compromised leaders will always attract compromised leaders. So you cannot build a strong team on a weak integrity. So as a leader, always ask yourself, do I keep my word? The promises that I gave to people, did I fulfill them? And do I lead consistently when no one is watching me? Let's have a look at the attitude magnetism. Your attitude sets the emotional climate. Positive leaders always attract hopeful people. Better leaders attract people that will constantly complain. And faith-filled leaders attract, believers. Attitude is always contagious, and leadership is the career. Number two is the attitude magnetism. Your attitude always sets the emotional climate. Okay, so positive leaders attract hopeful people, and better leaders will always attract people that will constantly complain. Faith-filled leaders will attract, people that are believers, that will always believe in that leader. Attitude is contagious, and leadership will always be the career. The third one is the thinking level magnetism. People think at different levels, and small thinkers attract small thinkers. Big thinkers attract innovators, and visionary thinkers attract problem-solving leaders. If you don't think beyond today, you will not be able to attract the people that will be able to build tomorrow. The fourth one is the skill and competent magnetism. Okay, competent leaders will always attract competent people. So if you don't grow, strong people will never stay with you. High performance won't follow leaders that they must carry. So you don't have to know everything, but you must always learn to grow daily. The fifth one is the value magnetism. Okay, so shared values create long-term loyalty. People are drawn to leaders who stand for something, who practice what they preach, and who protect what matters. Skills attract people in the short term, but values keep them for the long term. Let's look at the danger of poor magnetism. When leaders fail to grow or learn and adapt to grow, strong people will always lead them, and weak people will automatically surround themselves with this kind of leaders, and average becomes acceptable in that team. So when this happens, it leads to toxic culture, low accountability, and the vision about that team begin to shift. People don't leave organizations at first. They leave leadership. So how do you increase your leadership magnetism? Number one is grow yourself first, because personal growth will always precede organizational growth. So you have to read, learn, and have a daily reflection on your decisions. Number two is raise your standards, because what you tolerate will automatically become your culture. Okay, because excellence attracts excellence. Number three is model what you expect, because you are the loudest example in the room, and people follow behavior and not speeches. Number four is protect the culture you've created. Remove what repels high quality people from you and reward values, not just results. Let's have a look of real life leadership examples. Great leaders like visionary pastors, transformational coaches, and exceptional leaders didn't recruit greatness. They first of all became great, and greatness followed them. And let me remind you, as leaders, people don't line up behind titles. They line up, behind trust, clarity, and convictions. Let me give you a takeaway from today's teachings. Always remember that leadership is magnetic. Who you are determines who comes to you. Change the leader, and you always have a changed team. So let's have some personal leadership growth. As you are watching me, ask yourself, who am I attracting? What do they say about me? Who must I become in order to attract better? And always remember this, that if you want to change your team, never start with recruitment, start with a reflection. So this brings us to the end of today's teaching. Okay, so if this message has challenged you as a leader or a potential leader, then kindly go ahead and like the video, share with a leader, and subscribe into the channel for more leadership principles if you haven't subscribed into the channel. And always remember this as leaders, okay, that leadership is influence, and influence begins with who you are. See you in the next teachings.